Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where a couple of days ago we featured a puzzle that was a 5x5 puzzle, and we called the video something like "The Most Fun You Can Have in 25 Cells." Well, a couple of you have recommended we have a look at this puzzle by Justin Vitanza, which is called fullrank20.jv-mod3, a catchy title. But apparently, although the title may be somewhat prosaic, it is meant to be a very, very brilliant puzzle, and it's got this full rank rule going on. And if you've never come across that before, it's bizarre. So the idea is that this 5x5 grid, it's got lots of numbers in it. So like the number that, if that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this number is in the grid. So the number, what's that, 12,345. But then this number reading from the other direction is also in the grid, 54,321. And then there'll be a number here and the number here, and obviously the number from the bottom of the grid. So altogether, the grid contains 20 numbers. And then the clues outside the grid give the sort of ranking of those numbers, so the lowest to highest. And it leads to weird logic, this. I did one the other day that was astonishing. It was astonishing. That was by Peddling Pianist and somebody. Michael Lefkowitz, actually. One of the most incredible puzzles I've ever solved in my life. Anyway, apparently this one is very brilliant as well. And this is what we're going to have a go at in today's video. I have no idea how hard it is. I forgot to check. I've been in a bit of a discombobulated state this morning because my computer turned itself off and on while I was using it. Luckily, I wasn't recording a video. But, I mean, it is a totally terrifying thing when that happens, because, I mean, the most terrifying thing for me is that it happens during a video, because there would be nothing I could do. That video would be junk. And, the puzzle I'd been attempting, that would have to, I'd probably pass it on to Mark, but I wouldn't be able to use the footage. It would be a total disaster. So I've tried to understand why it happened. I don't really know. I've updated my graphics driver, which was a year out of date, so I'm hoping that that's the reason, and I'm hoping that now we won't have any unwanted interruptions, but we'll see. Anyway, what else can I tell you? Well, it was a very exciting evening yesterday for the channel, because Numberphile, Brady Harron's incredible channel, I'm sure many of you are subscribed to Numberphile. Numberphile released a video, featuring us, really. More us talking about the incredible Potato Head 21, who came up with this. If I hover there, yeah, you can see some of the video flashing before you there. So Potato Head's sort of extension of the Fistamofel theorem, and we did a whole Numberphile episode talking through the original puzzle, which was over 4 years ago, if you can believe that. And Brady, as usual, understanding everything and creating all of these wonderful graphics off the back of recording it. It really, I mean, it's such a privilege. I cannot tell you. I mean, I've watched Numberphile since I first started watching YouTube. And the thought then that I might ever actually be in a Numberphile video is completely bonkers. It's still bonkers to me, even though I've been in two now. So anyway, that video is over on Numberphile. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. Do check it out. It's sort of, as I say, it's sort of surreal for us to be on a big YouTube channel like that. Now, what else can I tell you about? You still got time to enter the competition. Now, presumably, if my computer's turned itself on and off again, this might have already refreshed, I think. So, but we've had over 2,100 solves of the first puzzle. 68 puzzles in the series, as you can see here. Well over 900 is the lowest total for any puzzle. It's brilliant work. And we'll draw the winner after the closing date on the 20th of October, and the winner will be invited, but be under no obligation to solve a puzzle with me, and we'll record it, and hopefully it might become a video for the channel in due course. So if that tickles your fancy, do go over to Patreon now and check that out. The puzzles are fantastic. Skunkworks deserve huge credit for coming up with such a it's an incredible thing. I think there are 70 different authors involved in those 68 puzzles. Just fantastic. So big thank you to them. Now, other than that, I've got one birthday to do today. So let me say a very happy birthday to Sophie over there in Heidelberg in Germany. Sophie's turned 35 today. And I know this was your husband Niels wrote to us, Sophie, and thought you might like a shout out. I understand that both of you watch the channel and you both solve as well. And I gather there is chocolate cake in store. Now, I have to apologise, Sophie, because the chocolate cake, Niels did actually send me a picture of it. It looked very good. And apparently there's going to be lots of cream with the chocolate cake. Also, big tick for that. But also banana? No. No, you can't ruin a perfectly good chocolate cake by putting banana anywhere near it. Banana is, of course, the worst fruit. That is official in the dictionary, which I now don't have open because my computer turned itself off. But if it was open, we could look it up, and it would say clearly the worst fruit. And so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, Sophie, I hope you enjoy. You can push the banana to one side or throw it out of the window or something, and then you could have perfectly good chocolate cake and cream for your birthday. Wonderful. Anyway, with that said and done, let's get on. Let's have a look at this puzzle. Full rank 20-point JV -mod 3 by Justin Vitanza. It's Justin Vitanza's vitamins sometimes. I think that's Justin's pseudonym. I've definitely seen that. That's ringing some sort of bell in my brain. Anyway, what do we have to do? It says Sudoku. Within the main grid, inside the thick border, fill every cell with a digit from 1 to 5, such that digits do not repeat in a row or column. So that's fairly straightforward, isn't it? We've got to put the 1 to 5 in everything. Full rank. A value in an external cell represents the rank of the number formed by reading the digits in that row or column from that direction, where 1 is the lowest such row or column and 20 is the highest. So actually I'm going to struggle to write in a 20 because I can't put 2-digit numbers in cells very easily. Let's make that 8. If this was 8, the number down here would have to be the 8th. Well, if 1 is the smallest, this would be the 8th smallest number, if you see what I mean. Actually, I think I'm going to be able to use my full rank secret today, aren't I? Which is good. I only know one secret about full rank, and I couldn't use it in the last puzzle, which was most distressing. Anyway, we'll get on to my secret in a moment. Mod 3 lines. Any 3 adjacent cells along a line must contain a complete set of residues modulo 3. There will be a residue 0, 1 and 2, with residue defined as the remainder of the cell value after dividing by 3. Right, so let's look at this line. What that means is that one of these numbers is exactly divisible by 3. One of these numbers will have a remainder of 1 when divided by 3, and one of these numbers will have a remainder of 2 when divided by 3. So, I mean, I suppose in theory, therefore, they could be the numbers 1, 2, and 3. That would be the simplest way we could construct that. And if the line went a bit further, I mean, this line does go a bit further, but let's just extend this line's. Oh, no, well, I would if I could. Then we would know this number would have to be a 1 or a 4, I think. Because it must be... because this set of 3 digits must contain a number that has a remainder of 1 when divided by 3, and that can only be this cell, and so this cell would have to be a 1 or a 4, I think. Let's get rid of the line as well, otherwise that will confuse me. Oh right, and then they've got this tying thing. If 2 ranks are tied, the value in both external cells is the lower of the 2 ranks being shared. For example, if the lowest 4 ranks are 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4 again, and 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, the values in the relevant external cells would be 1, 2, 2, and 4. I mean, I better put this in, actually. This is confusing. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3... 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. I mean, ignore Sudoku because obviously that's gone wrong. And then this one would be 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. Then it's saying the ranks would be 1, 2, 2, 4. Now, why is that? That is because these two have the same rank. They are the same number, aren't they? I see. So sort of this is clearly bigger. This is the lowest, so that's rank 1. Then we could have said this is sort of rank 3 or 2, I suppose, because they are rank 2 and 3. But by convention, we're being told that they're both given the same lower rank. Okay, I vaguely remember that from last time. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, I will just say, as I embark upon my journey to try and solve this puzzle and spend some time in its company, this is quite mad, isn't it? I mean, we've had some quite mad puzzles over the last week, and this is right up there because the thought that you can just have 3 modular lines and that's going to specify everything feels bonkers, doesn't it? I mean, one of those digits. Right. Okay, we can write. Yeah. Okay, so I think what we must do first is think about this line. Because what we're told is that one of these 3 cells here has to have a 0 remainder when divided by 3. Well, given that this grid only contains the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, there is only one option for that, and that will be the digit 3. So one of these cells has the digit 3 in it. But if that was in either of these cells, let's say it was there, then after another, this might be a remainder 1, this might be a remainder 2, but this would have to be another 0 remainder digit. And again, because 3 is the only option, that would require a repeated 3. That's not going to work, is it? And if this was 3, that's going to be... Oh, that doesn't... Oh, it knows that's the corner. How clever. So if I put 3... How does it know that? That's really clever. So apparently it knows that these are the corners of the grid. But anyway, we can't put a 3 there because that would be a 3 and that's going to break Sudoku. So that's got to be a 3 and that's a digit straight away. Now, so after 3, that's got to be another 3. And these cells are also going to be... Nah, that's not right. Okay, yeah, so that they are going to be 0 mod 3, but because they're outside the grid, they might not be 3. Yeah, do you see what I mean? This number, and let's give these a colour. What should we say? Let's make them lime green. These cells are all 0 mod 3 according to the modularity of the line. But that digit outside the grid and this digit outside the grid don't have to be 3 because we're choosing from the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20 because we're trying to allocate. This is going to represent the rank of that number that's coming down here. So right, let me just mull this over. Okay, I think what I might do now is introduce my secret. It's not really my secret, but it's a secret I know, and therefore I'm going to share it with you. And it's nothing to do with the normal Sudoku secret. But this secret can also be one I only share with my very favourite people, which of course includes you if you're still watching this. In a full rank puzzle, we know that we've got to allocate the ranks 1 to 20 to the numbers around the grid. But let me ask you, how many numbers around this grid begin with the number 1? Now the answer, if you think about it, is 4. There are going to be 4 numbers, because imagine this was a 1. Well, clearly that number going south begins with a 1, doesn't it? If this was a 1, this number going north begins with a 1. how many such numbers must exist in this puzzle? Well, there must be a 1 in this row, there must be a 1 in this column, there must be a 1 in this row, and there must be a 1 in this column. And you might say, but you could overlap, you could put 1 in the corner. Well, you could put 1 in the corner. Nobody puts 1 in the corner. No. Now, you could put 1 in the corner, but of course this 1 in the corner corresponds to a vertical number and a horizontal number. So even though it might seem like we're saving numbers or something by putting the 1 in the corner, we still get 2 numbers for this. And we'd still be tasked now with putting a 1 into one of these cells in row 1 and one of these cells in column 5. So we're still going to get another 2 numbers somehow. Even if the 1 was in the corner, then we'd have that number and this number. So you're always going to get 4 numbers that begin with the number 1, and that logic of course flows through the numbers. So you're going to get 4 numbers that begin with the number 2, 4 numbers that begin with the number 3. So within the ranks 1 to 20, ranks 1, 2, 3 and 4 are going to be associated with a 1 in the first digit. Ranks 5, 6, 7 and 8 are going to be associated with a 2. Ranks 9, 10, 11 and 12 are going to be associated with these numbers. So these these aren't on the modular line, but the ranks associated with these 2 numbers are going to be 9, 10, 11 or 12. I've got no way of inputting that, but that is true. Now, what I'm wondering about then is, are these numbers a bit more restricted than we might first think? Because if we think about the numbers that are 0 mod 3 in the possible rankings, we're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, aren't we? But actually, because I can't put 3 here because of Sudoku and I can't put 3 here because of Sudoku, the ranks that these numbers are capable of being are not going to include the 9 and the 12 numbers. Because if this was rank 9, this would be a 3. So the actual choices for these, now I'm going to have to write these somewhere else because I can't put them in one, so I'm going to put them in the corners. So I could put 3. 3 is a let's put it in like that. So if this was a 3, this would be a 1, wouldn't it? And that's possible, I think. 3 here, 1 here, that seems possible. 6, let's put 6 there, that's possible. And a 6 would be a 2 in the first position. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8. So if this was 6, this would be 2. Now we can't put 9 or 12 in either of these positions, so the next one's 15. Let's write that there. Will it let me? It might. Yeah, 15. We can do it like that. So if this was 15, then where are we in the panoply of things? Oh, we must be in 4s, aren't we? Yeah, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, so we're going to be in 4s. Yeah, 12. So 13, 14, 15 and 16 are associated with 4. And then if it was 18 in one of these 2 cells, we would get a 5 in one of these. Okay. All right, so that was interesting, but I don't actually think it's going to do anything, is it? I'm sorry, do I have to shade the rest of this line? The thing is, I'm not immediately thinking that's going to be terribly useful. I mean, those cells there, I'll just make them blue for the sake of good order. I mean, they're all the same modularity, but I don't know whether that's 1 mod 3 or 2 mod 3, and then these are going to be well, they're going to be the other. So if this was, So say this digit was a 1, which means that digit is a 3. Then this would be a 2 or a 5, and this would be a 2 or a 5. And oh, hang on, I hadn't seen this. I've coloured this column, in the sense I've got 2 oranges and a green, so that's a blue. Sorry. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, sorry, look at this. So now this bottom line, that's got to be a green. That's beautiful. Yeah, because somehow I got this to be orange. Oh, that's just on the big line, but it shares a cell with the bottom line. And this had to be blue because I need 2 blues in this column. So in this sequence of 3 digits along the bottom line, I haven't got a green yet. So that's, I was going to write 3 into it. I can't do that. But now, well, now I don't understand. Hang on, now I've got 3 numbers that begin with the same modularity. Right, I see. I dimly do see, actually. Oh, hang on, and I tell you what else I could do. That's orange, isn't it? Because this sequence of 3 along that bottom modular line needs an orange. But that's not the point I think we're being asked to consider now. Right, how on earth do I explain? So when I saw these 3 digits all being from blue modularity, that rang an alarm bell with me, because what we discovered, I know what we do. What we do is we put the 3 is associated with a 1 in the first position. The 6 is associated with a 2. The 15 is associated with a 4, and the 18 is associated with a 5. So if we put 6 here, we know this number's 2. Now the reason I was troubled is there are only 2 digits of any modularity in this middle grid. 2 and 5 have a 2 remainder. 1 and 4 have a 1 remainder. 3 has a 0 remainder, but there's only one of those. So how could there be 3 different, how could there be? That's the question. How could there be 3 different numbers in these 3 positions I've just highlighted? Because let's say that this was a 6. So this is a 2. Well, that means blue is from the 2-5 modularity, which means one of these has to be a 2. But if that's the case, given it's associated with green outside the grid, the only number that's green that gives rise to a 2 in these positions is the number 6. So one of these is going to be a 6. So what this is saying is that there is a duplicate. And I think, and this might very well be wrong, but I think this number might have to be the duplicate of this number. And the reason I think that is, let's say this was a 6 and this was a 6 as well. So these 2 numbers are both 2 and they have exactly the same rank, so they are the same number. That can't be right. This is so clever, Justin. It's so clever. Can you see the problem? If this number is the same as this number, well, that means that this number, which is in the 5th position along here, must be in the 5th position down here, because this number is the same as this number, so those 2 numbers are the same, as indeed is that number. And you're going to get a break of Sudoku, aren't you? So let me just show you. If this is 1, 3, 4, 5. So say the number here is 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. Then I have to write that number here. which I can't do because I can't write 3 on top of 5. And if I do make that 5 to enable me to write the correct numbers in, I've definitely broken Sudoku. So that can't be what's happening. So what's happening is that this number and this number are the same. And you can see that's going to work, or at least it has the potential to work, because this number is in the same position in both of these equivalent numbers. So if this was 2 and that was 2 and these were both rank 6, some number here is going to end, and in fact what you're going to have is those digits are going to be the same, these digits are going to be the same, these digits are going to be the same. Yeah, this is an absolutely fascinating puzzle. And now, do I have to... I don't want to colour them though, because how... Maybe I'll give them letters. Is that a sensible thing? Those are the same. Those are the same. Those are the same. Those are the same. And that is obviously then sits in the corner. Right. So, yeah, so 3 in column 1, where's that going? The answer is I don't know, as so often in Sudoku, but it's not going here, because that digit we know is the same as that digit, and the 3 would clash in the column. So 3 is definitely in, oh, whoopsie, 3 is in one of these 2 cells, and also one of those cells in the row. So 3 is either in the corner here, or it's in both of those positions. Which might matter. I don't know what to do. I've got 2 thingies there, so these 2 thingies include, they include a 3 as well, don't they? But I don't know that that's the 3. That could be the 3, I think. Yes, all right, so let's think about this. We've in row 4 of the real grid, we've had both our oranges. So we know that these digits are selected from the digit 3 and the 2 blue digits. Now we can't put both blue digits on the mod line, because then we'd have a repeated modularity, and we're not allowed to do that within sequential cells. So one of these is 3 and one of these is blue, which means this cell is definitely blue. It also means, by the way, that this cell is definitely orange, but that's of no use nor ornament, because we don't know what orange corresponds to at all. It's either a 1 remainder digit or a 2 remainder digit. But 3, okay, so 3 is, so there's an arrangement of 3s down here. Either the 3s are in those 2 positions and they're both D, or there's a 3 here and that's a 3. And that's quite good, because that's going to allow us to put 3 into row 3 of the grid, isn't it? Because I know that the 3s in column 1 and column 2 are in that 2 by 2. So the 3 in row 3 has got to be there, which feels like a small win for the goodies, doesn't it? Now, the answer to that is yes, it does. But I don't. Oh dear. How on earth do we do this? Is this in any way obvious? And probably is obvious. I've got to put... I don't know. I don't know, actually. Right, okay. I'm going to try... I'm getting increasingly desperate. I'm now going to try and colour. I know those are the same, so I know these are the same. Yeah, this is what we should do. This is it. I've got it. Okay. To explain this little trick, what we're going to do now is note that these two digits are the same digit. So, but we haven't got a clue whether they're 1, 2, 4 or 5, but they're the same whatever they are. So I'm just going to give them a little purple flash. Now, by Sudoku, what that means is that these two digits are the same. So I'm going to give these a different flash. What should we colour? Red? Okay. Now, what I want to look at is this cell. Because now what we can see is that this cell here, the cell labelled C, that sees both types of blue. It also sees a 3. So this is definitely orange. Similarly, and perhaps better, let's look down column. Oh, hang on, and orange repeats. Because those two are the same. But also look down here. This is great. This is great. Look down here. This digit sees both flavours of blue. It sees the red flash and the purple flash. So this can't be blue. It can't be 3. So this is orange. And now this column, look, is, well, loads of things. Firstly, that digit's the same as that digit. Secondly, this column hasn't had blue with a purple flash. These digits are the sort of same. Well, hang on, let's think about this. Oh, we're close to understanding this, I think. Maybe I've got to... I'm not sure whether it's going to be as helpful, but I think I'm going to try and colour my orange digits as well. So let's make that black, and we'll make that... What good colours have I got left? Maybe green. Right, so we know that one is the same as that. We know that one is the same as that. We know, therefore, that that's the black version, so that's the green version. So that's the black version in the corner, that's the green version. So yes, well, yes. So this cell sees both flavours of orange, and it can't be 3. So that one is a blue digit, but I don't know if I know its colour within the palette of blue. This one. Oh, this is good. Yeah, this one, that sees both flavours of orange and 3, so that is blue, but that sees the purple blue, so that is the red blue, which means this is the purple blue. And now we haven't put orange green in this column. Oh, it's so lovely. This has got to be orange black. Isn't it? It's just remarkable. Right, that one is purple. So, oh, I see. So how do we resolve this bottom stuff here? I've got this corner digit is either 3, which is green, or it's blue, but it's the red version of blue. It's a bit of a horrible shading, isn't it? Now this one is either 3 again, or it is the red version of blue. Oh, so it's the same here. Sorry, yes, okay. This is like a weird 2x2. yeah, so the digits that are going to be across on the diagonals here. So imagine this was double 3. This will be, the other 2 digits on the diagonal will be the blue-red digit, and vice versa. This could be blue-red, and then these would be double 3. But that's sort of the same collection of digits in that corner. Right. Now I can see something that means. This is going to get so complicated. Okay, what I've noticed is that because of this pattern down here, actually look, I can get rid of my ABs. I don't think these are paying any. Oh, do I want to leave the 3's in? I'll leave the 3's in. But look at this number here, that number going south from here. That is a blue purple digit, which is same as this. This one is a yellow green, same as this. Yeah, so these numbers are the same. Yeah, we already knew that. We knew that because we had to put the same numbers here. No, yeah, that's my brain has recapitulated something it already knew but had stored in a different part of its memory. Oh, goodness me. So how on earth do you do this then? Golly gosh, I don't know. I have absolutely no clue. I'm staring at this and I'm thinking, what am I meant to do with that? I mean, so I know that this one and this one are the same. And this one is going to be... So imagine those are both 3. Then I know this one can't be the same number. So these would be 1s. This would be... But it's got to be from the same modularity in terms of this digit. So this would be a 1. So this would be a 4. So this digit here, or this wouldn't be a digit, it would be the number 15. So that number would be 4, 3, and this would be a 1, and this would be 2 and 5. And that would be rank 15. And somehow I don't understand. How on earth am I going to know how this goes? Oh! I've just noticed something else. Oh, that is a weirdity. That's going to be relevant for this number. But I don't know how I know that. Now, how do I know that number? I don't even know its modularity. Okay, yeah, the thing I noticed, I think, and this might be wrong, isn't that number the same as that number? Counted from these positions, i.e. that number going that way. Their third position is the purple, then the black, then the green. That's the same. And obviously this digit is common. It's the common second position digit. And we know that these are going to be the same because they're across each other by Sudoku. So now what that's going to mean is that whatever number this actually is, it's sharing a rank, isn't it? So those two share a rank. So that's going to take the lower value of that shared rank. Yeah, see, that is not the same there. They are definitely different numbers. That's definitely a different number. Anyway, sorry, I was going to try and think about this one. I'm going to go back to that. If this was the case, this would be a 4, wouldn't it? Now, is the idea here that we're meant to sort of... Oh no, see, this is all going to get muddled up by this nonsense here. Oh, this, okay, I think it's going to be this number that's at least partially responsible for how this disambiguates. Let me think this through. No, I'm not good enough with these. So 9, 10, 11 and 12 were the numbers associated with 3. So the numbers that are associated with 4 are 13, 14, 15 and 16. Okay, so this number here is towards the top end of the 4s in this situation where these are 3s. So that means there should be 2 numbers lower than this number. And that number I'm going to claim is lower than this number. This number begins 4, 3. This number that goes down here, because 4 is going to be the red digit and the other blue number is 1 from the same modularity, that number begins 4, 1. Now that's going to mean, well, that means certainly if this is the number 4, the puzzle breaks. But if that's the number... Yeah, this is beautiful, actually. This is absolutely beautiful. I don't know how you come up with this stuff. It's completely brilliant. Right. This is wrong, I think. Because let me try and explain why. It's to do with how many numbers are going to... Oh no, hang on, I'm wrong as well. It does depend. No, I'm not wrong. No, I think it is still... I think what I was trying to get to is still valid. So, let me try and explain. This number is definitely bigger than this number. And that's fine. But that means that the other 2 numbers that begin with the blue-red digit, one of them must be greater than this number, and one of them must be less than this number, in order that this is correctly positioned as rank 15. Now, let's look down here. And the point is that they're both going to be the same. Because if this is the blue-red number, then this is the blue-red number, and we know those are the same number. So they're either both bigger or they're both less, but that means this can't be rank 15. And if this instead is the blue-red number, and this is the blue-red number, then we're comparing, then that's one blue-red number, and that's a blue-red number, but they're the same, because these are the same. So again, they'd either both be less than or both be greater than this, and this can't be rank 15. This is so beautiful. It's weird, actually, but it's really cool. So actually, I can get rid of that one. That's wrong. That is not correct. So I'm going to try that one. So if this is 6, this would be 2. This would be 6. This would be 2. This would be Now 2 here means this is 5, and 5 is associated with 18. Now 18, and this would be 5 again, wouldn't it? So this would be, so this time it's different. This time everything's different. This number is actually greater than this number because this is going to be a 2. Now 18 in the panoply of things we want to achieve is that good or bad? Oh no, this is well, this might be okay, because if this was rank 17, then this could be rank 18, and providing these were both greater than this 5-3 number, we would be in the right place, wouldn't we? Now, how does this work? We're going to have 5. If it was here, it's going to be 5, 3, 5, 3, 2. And this would be 5, 3, 2. 5, 3, 2. And these are the same. And then it's going to depend, because it's going to depend on what that digit is. Because if that digit is a 1, then these digits are going to be 4, and this is going to go 5, 3, 2, 4, and they will both be greater than this digit, which is what would work. So this would be 19. Oh, but then, oh, hang on, that's going to be very confusing. Oh, good. And then this is going to be somehow the tiebreaker that's going to work out whether it's right or not. Hang on, let me just see whether that one can be the blue-red digit. If this one is the blue-red digit, then it goes 5, 3. Now this has to be greater, so it would have to go 5, 3, 4. 5, 3, 4. And this would then, 5, 3, this would then be a 3, which would make that whatever it's got to be, which would be a 9, 10, 11 or 12. Oh goodness, this is getting very this is much more complicated this way round. I don't think I can rule this out quickly. So okay, I'm not sure is the short answer for that one, I'm afraid. I'm going to see if I can rule out another ones. Because this, well, the one that was 3 was easy to rule out. That's probably right, I would say, because it's so complicated to try and rule it out. Let's try this one. So this, if this was rank 15, then we're saying this would be a 4. So this would be a 4. This would be a 1. So this would be 15, wouldn't it? And this would have to be a 3. Now where are we? Now where are we in the panoply of things? We know that this one is bigger. This one here is bigger than this one. This one begins 1, 3. This one begins 1, 4. So that's bigger. And that means the rank 3 digit, this would be rank 4. And whatever happens down here would have to be ranks 1 and 2. Oh, I've got a horrible feeling that's going to be fine as well, because they're both on the same side. So we have to be lower than 1, 3 green. 1, 3. So it couldn't be that one, could it? Because that would be 1, 3, 4. Oh, well, it depends, because if green is 1, 3, 5, that would be lower. Oh, no. What about if it was here? Oh, then it just switches around again. It's the same. Yeah, you can't do this. It doesn't. It's the same as the other one. It's the same as the 6-2 one. The logic, the positioning here of the rank is not enough. There's going to have to be some other way to do this. Right. So I can't do that. I'm going to claim. I'm going to instead try and rule this one out, because at least if that's true. Hang on. Oh, these are different modularities as well. I thought maybe I could get at least the modularity done, but I can't. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at that. So if that's 18, this is 5. Therefore, this is 5, this is 2, and this is 6. Now, how does that work with the world? So this would be 2. This would be 5. So 2, 5, 3 here, 2, 3 something here. So this number is lower than this number. And that breaks again. This breaks again. Do you see why? It's the same thing. Because that means that in order for this to be rank 6, given that this is definitely higher, this number here that starts there, this rank is 7 or 8, don't know which one. But that means that somehow these two numbers, but wherever I put the red number, it gives rise to two numbers that are the same. So they can't be either side of this number. So that's restoring the beautiful logic. Right. So actually this one's impossible as well. That's impossible. That's impossible. So now where we are is this number here is either it's either 6 or 50, and this number is a 2 or a 4. So if that's 2, the other one would be 5, the other blue one would be 5. So this is 1 or 5. So we can do this. So these numbers are from 1, 3 and 5 now. It's better, isn't it? Oh no, but these are horrible. There is probably work to be done that might make me able to disambiguate these oranges a little bit, actually. Yeah, I probably am going to have to think that through, aren't I? I don't want to, but I think I might have to. Okay, let's think this through then. So if this is 6, so this is 2, then we know that this is that, so that's 18 in this version, and this is 5. And 5, 3 something is more than, it's definitively more than this number. So in this situation where this is 2, what I then need is for this, the numbers that are given rise to down here, to be bigger than this number, which is 5, 3 and green. Oh, this is still not easy, is it? So 5, 3 green is less than. Now if this one was 5, it would go 5, 3. This would be a 2, wouldn't it? It would go 5, 3, 2. And that could work. 5, 3, 2 could work if green was 1. So in that situation, green would be 1. But if instead this one was the red digit, it would go 5, 3, and this has to be greater than this. So this would be, so yeah, so this is always 1 in that variation. This is always 1, because in order for this number, if this was this digit, in order for this number to be greater than that number, again, this is the bigger. So both versions mean green is 1. Okay, I'm just going to put green 1 up here. Okay, because the problem here, of course, is that this might not be 6. We've got to see how it works out when we do it the other way, which is going to mean instead that this is a 15, and this is going to be a 4. So that's a 4, and this is a 1, and therefore that is a 3. Now in that variation, how does it work? The answer is I don't know. Okay, but no, I don't know. I've got to think it through. So here we've got 1, 3 something, and here we've got 1, 4 something. So this is rank 4 in this variation. And these two have to give rise to lower numbers than 1, 3, green. So if we're in this variation, we're going to have 1, 3. Now this digit's going to be a 4. 1, 3, 4. So for this to be lower, this is going to have to be 1, 3, and this will be a 2. Bobbins. Is that right? 1, 3. Yeah, that's going to have to be a 2. I think that's right. And in the other variation, where this is the red digit, we're going to be in 1, 3, and this needs to be lower. Oh no, so that's going to be the other way round, isn't it? I'm surprised by that. Have I missed something there? Probably have. Let me think that through again, because I'm surprised. It felt like it should be symmetrical to me, but maybe it's not. So let's go through it again. That's demonstrably higher. So this has to be lower. And in this variation, this is definitely a 4. So if this is the blue-red digit, I go 1, 3, 4 here, and this would be 1, 3. This has to be. Hang on. No, this is meant to be higher. That would have to be 5. I'm making a mockery of this. I'm getting confused. I feel like it's symmetrical, but it doesn't seem to want to be. If that's higher. These are meant to give rise to. These would be meant to give rise to lower digits than this, and this is 1, 3 something. And that would be 1, 3, 4. Yeah, so this has got to beat that. That would be 5 then. But that doesn't cater for when this is blue-red. If this is blue-red, 1, 3, this is meant to be lower than that. So again, that's top-heavy. Right, so that's 5. So this digit is 1 or 5. Okay, oh no, that's good. So that digit is 1 or 5. In the sense it's 1 in the variation where this was 6, and it's 5 in the variation where this is 15. So now that is good. Well, it's sort of good, isn't it? I get a 1, 5 pair and a 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5. Okay, now I'm going to remove all my corner marks now. Remove that colouring, and I'm going to rethink this through. I think now, and this could be total and utter bobbins, And it's slightly terrifying to worry about, but presumably this is the only thing I haven't thought through. That is terrifying. That's terrifying. But I think I'm going to need that, aren't I, to work out how this works at the bottom. So if this is 6, that's 6. If this is 15, that's 15. And then depending on which way round these 3's go, this thing is going to have a very narrow set of values. And then I'm going to have to think through. And it might not be as difficult as I fear, but it might be. I don't know which way I'm going to go. 15. Let's go 15 first. We were just thinking about that. So hopefully that's lodged in my head. 15. Then this is 3. Okay. So in the variation where this is 15, that's a 4. Which means this is a 1. And you can see the whole grid is just going to get specified by that, because now this is a 5. But I think it's going to be this number we're going to have to think through. So in this variation, we've got a 135 number here, which is beaten by this number, which is 145. So however we arrange this, we've got to be lower than the 135 number. Now if this was the red digit, we would be going 1, 3. This would be lower. 5. This would be 5. This would be a 2. And if this was the red number, we'd be going 1, 3, 2. So that's definitely lower than 1, 3, 5. So that's fine. But what is this number? Well, in this iteration, we know that orange is a 2, 5 number. So we're looking at modulo, we're looking at 2 mod 3, aren't we? But this digit here, God, this is very complicated. I mean, there might be a quick way of doing this, but I don't know what it is. There must be a quick way of doing this. You just have to have the right insight, because this feels so difficult to me to keep track of this in my head. I'm just wondering what I've missed here. I need both these numbers to be lower. But I don't. Has there been a reason I've known the ordering of this? Because if I knew the ordering of this, I'd feel much more comfortable worrying about what this digit is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure is the truth. I'm really not sure. Okay. But let's keep thinking it through then. If this is the 1, then we know that this is a digit from 1 to 4 that has a 2 remainder. So this is the digit 2. But the weird thing about that is that because this number is the same as this number, this actually represents the number 2 and the number 3. So where are the other... Oh no, that can't... Oh, that's it. That's it. that's it. So it's really simple. Well, it's really simple to rule that out. It's not simple to get to the... But I can rule that out. At least I can do that. Okay, that's very clever. Not of me, but very clever. Because this is rank 3. In this variation where this is 15, this is rank 3. And that's a number that goes along there. So it's 1, 3, 5 in this instance. But I've just worked out, because I know that number is the same as that number, always in this puzzle, that if this is a 1, because this has to be a 2 remainder digit beginning with a 1, that must be the rank 2 digit. That's the only available number, which means this is the rank 2 digit as well. But then, because these numbers are the same, and the rule says that you share the lower rank, so these are effectively ranks 2 and 3, yet that's meant to be rank 3 as well, and that number's definitely not the same. Oh, I say that, no, but it definitely isn't. It's definitely not the same as this number and this number. So that's definitely wrong. That is absolutely definitely wrong. So in fact, what we're looking at is a situation where this is going to be the 3, and this is going to be the 1. And therefore, this number is going to be, this is going to be from 9, 10, 11, and 12, but it's got to have a 2 remainder. So this would be an 11. That's what this number would be. It would have to be rank 11, which means this has to be rank 11 as well. So these would be rank 11 and 12, which means that both other 3 starting digits must be lower than this number, the number that we've just built, which is 3 1s. That's not going to work. That's wrong. This doesn't work either way up. So whatever the direction of this is, because I think this has to be rank 11, that must be right, because orange is definitely the 2 remainder digit. It's beautiful, really. I mean, it's very hard. It's very hard, and there might be a quicker way to see it. But because these are both rank 11, effectively they're rank 11 and 12, aren't they? They're taking those numbers up. So everything else that begins with a 3 in this puzzle must be lower than these digits. But they begin 3 1, which is already difficult. I mean, actually, that one does begin 3 1, but it goes 3 1 5. This one goes 3 1 and 2 or 4. This one goes 3 1 or 2 or 4. So these are definitely lower. They shouldn't be rank 11 and 12. It doesn't work. So in fact, what that means, which is at least going to get us started, I think, on how to solve the puzzle. I'm just going to delete some corners here. If you'll permit me, I'm going to delete those corner pencil marks, because I believe this is a 6. And that makes that a 2. That, I don't know what that is. I don't know where the 3s are down here. We're going to have to work all this out. But at least now we can do it. So this is a 6. So that is, I want to say an 18. Is that wrong? Oh, hang on. It is an 18, isn't it? Because this has to be a 5, because we know blue is the modular 2. So this is a 5. So this is an 18. Now I think we can populate. No, maybe we can't. Maybe to do the 2s and 4s, we're going to have to rely on something else. Yeah, well, this thing must be in here for to do the magic, mustn't it? So let's fill this in. 5. So that seems to have to be 4. That's 2. 2, 2, 2. Oh, hang on, I made a mistake. 2, 4, 4, 4, 4. So is it, so maybe this is the last point of the puzzle. Good grief. Okay. So let's think this through. We now know this is a 1 remainder digit, because orange is from the 1, 4 set. So it's going to depend what this digit is. Now, we also know there's no 1s in here. So we're, oopsie. So we're either looking at, we've got this deadly pattern of 3s and 5s. So, if this is a 3, oh, that could be 9 or 12, presumably. Maybe it's better to think about this being a 5. That might be easier to resolve. If that's a 5, this is... it's from 1718. It can't be 18, can it? Because that's 18. It can't be 5, actually. Oh no, hang on, no, I'm wrong. I've got. For some reason in my brain, I thought I was looking for a 0 remainder 3 digit. I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm looking for a 1 remainder 3 digit. So if we're looking at 17, 8, 19, this would have to be. 19 has a 1 remainder. It's the only option. So this would be 19, which is very close to the top, isn't it? So 5, 3 is how it would begin. Oh, so these would both be, these would be 19 and 20, and everything else that begins with a 5 needs to be lower, and it would be 5, 3, 5, 3, 1, that would be lower, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2. Where's the other one? That would be 5, 2, so that would be lower. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that must be correct, which means that I can somehow rule out the other way round, which is going to be 3's here, 5's here, and this number being a 1 remainder digit from the 9, 10, 11, 12 set, so this would be a 10. And if, I can't do that. If this is a 10, then these two together are the sort of 10 and 11 ranks. And the other numbers that begin with 3 must be 1 lower and 1 higher. Now, what other numbers begin with 3? These two. 1 lower. So we've got numbers that begin 3, 5, 3, 5. So we've got 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2. This is 3, 5, 1. That's lower. And that's lower. They're both lower. That doesn't work. I think. I'm going to double check that. 3, 5, 2, 4, 1. 3, 5, 2, 4, 1. 3, that's lower. 3, 5, 1. That's lower. So we get too many lower if it begins with a 3. So the answer is it begins with a 5. We're in this world, and that, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That is the solution, I think, to this incredible puzzle. I mean, I found it very hard to do the back end of that. And I'm not overly surprised, because I just think that there's not much information to go on, and you sort of have to iterate towards what the ranks mean. Now, what I might well have missed, though, is if there was another pairing somewhere, like a pair of ranks or something, where the numbers were the same, and in a way where I might have been able to use it. I'm not sure. Oh, is it right? Yes, it is right. And it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But I wonder whether there was something I could have done. Because I absolutely loved the way I could prove that this didn't work, because that always gave rise to a number that was always either both lower or both higher than it. That logic was gorgeous. But it's the next bit of the logic I struggled with a little bit. But it's still fabulous. It's absolutely it's genius setting. It is. I mean, imagine trying to come up with that in a vacuum. Just come up with that. Think about how big your brain has to be to do that. The answer is big. There, I've said it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.